Especially now that we've got this rolling properly. I'm paying close attention. Oh, look. I saw you there. I saw you, cheeky little turbine. Yes, I see it. You're creep. The power is creeped. We are now officially a 2+ steam turbine setup colony. That is a lot of poor. I think I will keep these no matter what. It isn't a big thing, and I'll probably keep that on the priority ring for my fuel ship. I don't expect that they're going to be used very often. Hopefully they don't get used very often. Naphtha is a-flowing. This is good times. Now, honestly, one of the things I've said before, it would be amazing if I could just do something like this. I could select the whole thing, and it would tell me, because right now it's telling me, okay, so, you know, this is how much you'd need to build this. That's great to know. Super great to know. I would love an alternate system that says, okay, this entire setup will requires this much input materials and will produce from that much input materials this much output materials. So I could see at a glance what the production rate was. Because right now, I don't actually know if our boilers here are enough. The only thing that tells me that we're good is the fact that not all of them are turned on. But that's the only thing that tells me that we're good. Could be wrong. Could be that I can't move enough steam down the pipes. Right, okay, so everything else looking good, by and large. Ooh, so talking about power, the heck has just happened? How? Oh my lord, we're out of coal? Again? Ah, shit biscuits. He's off the prize. I was faffing around with all that for so long. Didn't notice that this was happening. Isn't there a way to set these up to alert if there is... Notify me if cannot dispose of. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, that's rough. So, on the topic of diesel generators, they are keeping our entire colony running right now. Akarana. Ugh. Yeah, way took my eyes off the prize there. That is pretty much entirely my fault as well. Come on, the trucks. We need you. Most desperately. And this is what always happens when I'm running at high speeds. This is why I like to take my time and just run on lower speeds and just watch the whole colony do its thing. So everything has just stopped. Which is bad. Right now, I do allow trucks to come and export. I might not allow that, though. No, I'll allow them to do it for now. It would be nice if we could have... should have configurable things on things. Click on alerts, really? Oh. Yes! Notify below 25%. That is amazeballs, thank you. That is absolutely wondrous. This has got, well, should have, a stupidly high priority. But honestly, the coal is on its way now, so... just going to let them take care of that. How many excavators have we got doing nothing right now? Not enough. Karen, well, you've got a few. Right, we don't need that many there. Yuri does not need that many excavators. Let's pop extra excavator down here and an extra truck as well. Well, that's the other thing. We could just set up a coal import to make sure that doesn't happen again. But give priority to the coal that we mine. So the coal import only occurs occasionally. Might be worth it. Might not. Hey, Aavak had to leave when you were talking about the tater problem. Could part of the problem be too much corn clogging it up, if not already mentioned before? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. The corn doesn't tend to clog it. There we go. Coal is now flowing far more smoothly. Right, well, with that then, I'm going to turn off exports from here. Don't want the trucks moving the coal. I want everything else to move. I want the conveyor to move it as a priority. Does this have fissiles eventually? There are nuclear plants. Yep. Yep. Oh. Oh. My bad. Oh, well, it's still stable at the moment, which is good. Let's go ahead and begin that. And honestly, yeah, we could easily keep that one going as well. Eventually, you can... like, one of the things I love about this game, like, one of the big things that I really adore about this game is the way that you can interact with the renewables. Like, how much you can say, okay, so the byproduct of this system is usable in this system, and that system, and this system, and that system. And you can continually reduce your requirement for external inputs. I love that about this game. Could we upgrade? In a bit of time we can. Not right now, though. And this cannot unload, which is much sad. Can you try? Wherever possible, can you try? There we go. That should allow this ship to unload eventually. I do kind of need a way to introduce extra crude into the system from external sources. It's kind of annoying, but if I pop something like that here, it might work. There's absolutely no reason why I would need it to be this level of pipe, though, but... what kind of squirrely pipe mess would that be? What does that squirrely pipe look like? It looks very squirrely. That's what it looks like. That doesn't look as bad. That looks almost sensible. So we will take it. And to make it a little bit more balanced, we'll do that. I want this for crude. Do not import. Sorry, only import to it. Do not export from it. There we go. That should allow us to get that little bit of crude out of there. Not store all the corn after harvest? What? Yes! Okay. We've done it, chat. We've overwhelmed our corn storage. Which means the ethanol is now on the cards. But how about we just let the sim move slowly while everything else gets back to normal. And we finish this off first. Well, I mean... Oh yeah, I can delete items in the shop. I actually mentioned that earlier. I just don't want to. I don't want to waste it. We need the ethanol, so how about instead set up the ethanol mill. Be under food. Food processor. Mill, there we are. So we wanted to turn corn and water into corn mash and some animal feed. The animal feed can then feed back into this unit. Let's have... How much does it use? 12. Let's plan for it needing 2 of these. Let's put this back here. Get rid of that. U-shape balancer can go right there. This can come up and over and split between these two. Oh, so goods are done. Fantastic. Let's Unity build these bits so that this is at least working. Actually, we may as well get all of that done. Right, this is going to be only turning corn and water into corn mash. Oh, actually, what carries corn mash? Oh, pipes. Okay, fair enough. Let's upgrade these pipes. Got a feeling we're going to need them. Man, we're a far cry now from where we were before when I was carefully calculating how much water output I would need. So whether to use a high tier pipe or a low tier pipe. There we go. Now this is going to produce some animal feed, and it's also going to produce some corn mash, which we're going to want to put somewhere else. How are we doing over here? Got all the animal feed we need. Right, well, what we're going to do back here then is going to make a slight adjustment to this. Right, might try a potato-only run at some point. Kind of interesting, to be fair. Let's take this there, that there, and these can come out a little bit further and around. Yep. You need to build again. But this time I want priority from the animal feed coming out of this system. Now, as for the corn mash, I mean, what are we going to use that for? Its only use is to make ethanol. 9 of it. This produces 9. So each one of these would be able to sustain a single fermentation tank. Where would I find a fermentation tank? There we go. And we're going to need some oxygen down here too. It's actually kind of getting a little bit cramped in here, I'm going to be honest. So to that end, I think I might take... Ooh. Yeah, definitely starting to cramp this area. Go. We need oxygen coming in as well, so an air separator will be necessary. Are we using any oxygen over there? We are not. Yeah, driving around here is becoming tricksy. Very, very tricksy. This oxygen is in the... Yeah, well, that's fine. We will have 2 small smokestacks to deal with the CO2. Which is a bit of a shame because it is quite polluting, but... And then one to deal with the nitrogen as well. Let's unpause all of that and allow them to build. A road's a thing you can build. You can make visual roads, but you cannot make functional roads, sadly. Just not a thing yet. We want a gigantuous fluid storage to store all that precious, precious ethanol. There is no way for me to make this look nice. That hurts me in ways that I can scarcely express to you. 4.5, so we really don't actually need anything more than this. This will accept ethanol. But now, that is all we're going to do with that system. Have we got enough people to run it? Don't know. Don't think I do. But we'll see. Right, turn off your alerts. Like. Still no available place to dump product, sadly. That's because we've got an awful lot of stuff to be moved around, but that should be okay for the time being. Maybe. It might be okay for the time being. Let me know if this place ever runs out. It's below 25%. I'll take note at that point. What he didn't do was something for the excess nitrogen. Says the person who wasn't paying attention. How dare. I here selflessly creating this masterwork quality stream, artisanal content for you and don't even pay attention. Horrible. No worries, mate. It's actually incredibly hard to, incredibly easy to miss, rather. Let me double check that. Did I deny the export? No. No, I said notify if it's below 25%. Wait, so there is a point to covering roads with slag? Oh, so if trucks do move faster on harder materials, then yeah, you could totally use slag to make roads. I wasn't aware that that was a thing, but apparently that's kind of awesome. But Pathfinder doesn't prefer it. Ah, okay. So what you would want to do then is watch where the trucks want to go and then put roads where they are going to go, whether you like it or not, basically. Look at all of that naphtha. I now feel that I am lacking cracking units for naphtha. Oh, this is the worst time. Could I fit one in there? I feel like I need to yoink this end part and shift it over to make some more room. Oh well. Ah well. Everything's chonking along. Okay, let's get back down here and continue on. What? They're on their way. Mind you, that depends on... Oh, okay. I'm sure someone else is on their way. Where are you headed? You're going that way. Alright, so, you know how I took away 2 trucks from the refueling station? Maybe that wasn't the best idea. Right, our sand digger has no more available designations, so actually time for that to go, I'm gonna say. Dave, do you want some help? I think Dave could do with some help. Dave's gonna get some help. As is... Yeah, I think we'll probably send some over to the coal. I'm thinking. You use level 1 pipes as road barriers to make the trucks go where you want. You can actually... There are road obstacles there. It's 10 concrete for them though, but whereas you could just use that for 2 construction parts. Which requires 2 concrete, 4 wood, and 3 iron. So it, you know, pick your poison really on that one. There are new road barriers, absolutely, yep. And they work really, really nicely, actually. I think I used to have one over here somewhere. I don't now, though, sadly, but I used to. How's everything going? Well, we've got enough... We've got stupid amounts of fuel gas now. So that's not going to be an issue. We've also got stupid amounts of naphtha now. There's a part of me that wants to send naphtha over here to be burnt off. Maybe. We'll see. We're still topping that up with water from over here, but that's fine because we're actually producing stupid amounts. I do use naphtha for rubber production, yep. It's just we full on rubber. Let's get back to our concrete production plant. So, we were going to use fuel gas for our rotary kilns. A single rotary kiln will take 18, produce 6 cement. How much does this require? That requires 3 cement. So 2 of these can run off a single rotary kiln. So if I want to have 4, let's aim for 4. So let's pop down those 4. To run 4 of these, I'm going to need 2 rotary kilns. I'm going to be using natural gas for them. Additionally, I will need 18 slag or 16 gravel. How much can that produce? 1 of these can produce 24. Alright. Right, we are nowhere near production then. Basically need 3 of them. Well, sort of. Yeah, we would. We would need 3. How are we going to fit those in there and make it look nice, though? You have no idea how distressed I am right now. This looks beautiful. What kind of monstrosity am I about to create in order to fit 3 of them in there? Right, okay, so I'm definitely not going to be able to have them this close together then. Alright, so we would need 3 of these set up to crush slag, to be able to crush enough slag in a period of time to run 4 of those. Apparently, every time I see his construction part 2's display, as in my game, less than 2k of them means there is a problem somewhere. I see. Speaking of, apparently a refinery line converting everything into fuel gas barely fuels itself. Like 80% of output goes to feed the boilers that feed the steam into the system itself. Good to know. Very good to know, actually. I wasn't aware that if we converted everything down into fuel gas, that it would not be able to keep up. But does that also, like, can you convert heavy oil down into fuel gas? You might be able to, but... Yeah, heavy oil into hydrogen, into diesel and fuel gas, then to diesel... Oh, okay, fair enough. And then the hydrogen as well into... with naphtha into diesel and fuel gas. Yeah, I suppose you could, yeah. That's very interesting. What is Jeff Jail bail? It's for when someone goes to Jeff Jail. Someone else can bail them out. Basically, if someone backseats without a pass, they might get sent to the oubliette for being a scallywag. But if chat is very generous, then they can use much more points than was actually required. Uh-oh. What's happening there? Truck cannot reach destination. Oh, craptastic. Why have you done this? Can you even get up there? No, you can't. So you can now be recovered, and so can you. Oh my lord! Now is not the time. Basically, they've caused all of this to collapse, thus meaning they cannot now get out or continue mining. Right. So, yeah, they had a massive landslide there. Well, I mean, that will happen, I suppose. Okay. Wasn't expecting to have to worry about that, but here we are. This... How much deeper does that coal run back? They've run back all the way here? My lord. There's an awful lot of coal in this seam. What we needed to be doing, though, is constantly keeping it safely accessible. Now, I could stop the worst of this collapsing using the retaining walls, but I think we'll just brute force the problem for now. That way I can compare these two mines in a bit more of an interesting way. Safe access? Who let the unions in here? Oh no, I've seen the utility retaining walls for quite some time. It's just they are finicky in their own way. Let's put it that way. Right, so 3 of these. Then I'm going to need another 3 to be crushing sand, or rather rock into gravel. And then I need to decide whether I'm using that gravel to make sand, which ultimately I'm going to need to. We're always going to have slag. That's just the reality there. But I could have the gravel sometimes also step in for the slag if needed. So what I would say here is this is going to take... Oh, wait. Whereas that will happily take 24 slag and make 24 crushed slag. This will take 24 rock and make 24 gravel. But the sand, that is a much worse. Each one of these would need... Oh my god. How much sand do you need? Okay, thank goodness. I was very concerned. Ultra concerned. Alright, so in total we're going to need just 24 sand. So 3 of these. 3 in total will be enough to do everything we need. So 1, 2, 3. But I do want to check We will need a belt balancer. We'll just pop it here. That's fine. Might bring these down one, so it just lines up a little bit better. So U-shaped conveyor in there, U-shaped conveyor in there, and U-shaped conveyor up there. Oh no. Nope. Damn it. But that one can go in there as well. There we are. And yeah, we can't do that on this side. I need this to be fairly compact. That will probably do. Do that in any other way? Okay, we're gonna have to move that slightly forward then. Therein is the problem with conveyors needing so much more room to step up or down a level. Probably work okay from here though. That does sort of work. Okay. Now. Actually, this is not a good way of doing it. What I want is to have this split it between the production of sand. So I would rather have that something more like this, rather than a spaghetti of tentacly tendrils reaching out. Let's put that 4 back. You know what? I'm doing this in a very silly way. Giving each one... I mean, granted, I'm going to need to have a much higher throughput with these sorts of belts, but what I could do is simply, once again, up to 3 levels. Then out there. Or all the way down there. There we go. That looks so much neater. Oh my lord. Why was I being such a dirt before? Copy that whole system. Yep. Nice. Much, much better. Now, if it isn't needed, then the gravel will get fed directly into the... sorry, it will be used instead to make the concrete rather than make into sand. So I would want something like that. With priority to make sure we've always got sand. But generally speaking, I'm going to want to use up the slag first. I'd rather crush the slag and use that to make concrete first. Because then I can have I can also have like a overflow for slag that I can't use that will send, sorry, the crushed slag that I can't use that will send it to be collected and then dumped. Much the same as the sand, really. Because I can't see us... Well, this is the thing. Is either I want to make it so that I can collect the sand and dump it somewhere, or I want to make, like, if it's not being used to make concrete, and give priority to the concrete, or I want to use that sand to make, for dumping. And I'm not sure what I want to go with that. May I suggest plugging the storages directly into balancers? That you can't, sadly. Let me show you. Balancers do not, or at least they didn't. Let me double check that. Nope. Belt balancer, not a storage balancer, so does not allow it. Much shadows. But yeah, the other thing is, as well, I could actually make this a little bit of a smaller footprint by having the gravel be fed back into these ones with a priority on making sand out of it. But that would slow down the throughput quite significantly. Whilst that's more efficient in the number of machines, it is much less efficient in the number of, in the throughput of materials. Take care, Black Spider. You have a good one, mate. So, I mean belts from storages, obviously. Wow, what do you mean, obviously? There was nothing obvious about that from the thing you said. Let me read it out for you again. Can I suggest plugging storages directly into the balancer? I've already reduced my throughput to 1/3. How so? If I might ask. Belt junctions, of course. Good point. Good point. But that said, this can manage like a tier 2 belt. Although I've made a lot of these belts, okay. So I already considered this, that half of these belts I was just drawing out as U-shaped conveyors, but pretty much all of them are going to need to be the higher ones. So as a result of that, their throughput should be sufficient. None of these produce or need to move more than 200 units. I'm assuming that the connector will accommodate the speed of the belt it's connected to. Unless they are... Belt junctions are strictly a tier 1 item, but that's not what I've observed so far. I thought that these were strictly even splitting. I thought these were always strictly even splitting. Oh, do you mean from the input belts? Yes, yes, the input belts, that will work, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue, I wouldn't imagine. Yeah, first come, first served, yeah. No, we're in agreement on that. I think this is fine for now. So, with that done, we're producing enough sand. Like I was saying, either I could have gravel available to collect if it isn't needed, sand available to collect if it isn't needed. But realistically, I'm gonna say that the entire system should be fine. I mean, I can have lower priority splits if I really want to. I'm fine with turning all rock into either gravel or sand. Sand is used in a bunch of things, so having an external pickup for sand that I'm not using in this makes sense. The gravel makes a little bit less sense, but, you know, maybe it would be useful to have, you know, these materials available there.